And those are the issues that lead to society. That's why we are saying EC should act consistently, should act in fairness, and should treat everybody the same way. The same way. Yes.
All right. No, yes, Isaac, you wanted to. Were you trying to be able to explain as to why?
Yes, I was
for
trying to.
Members of Parliament, it could be different.
Yes, because the presidential thing was presenting signatures, and the Electoral Commission acting was pre-nomination.
Yeah.
What you have now is these things being presented post-nomination for the other officers.
No, but during nomination there is verification.
No, my thing is, the law then should, if you want something similar for the president, then the law should change to allow us candidates to go there, present our signatures before or 2 weeks.
But wait, Isaac. There is a verification. It is not that I present my signatures and the Electoral Commission just takes
I agree.
it.
But you see, the Electoral Commission is not acting on its own volition. It acts from petitions, right? So the Electoral Commission deems it fit that what they are doing at the nomination is right. People then raise their petitions contesting what they have done. Then it goes to the tribunal. Then the Electoral Commission looks at what was done. And that tribunal sits at the headquarters. The nominator is at the
Is it that the Electoral Commission does not have the capacity to be able to see through some of those loopholes?
You can't have that.
That is the biggest conversation.
Saying. But also, Mildred,
but
maybe I will let Isaac
let me
respond, and then I'll come back to me.
Has not denominated any NRM flag bearer with fake papers.
No,
and we have very many examples.
We can argue that.
Why are they denominating?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
This is what I'm saying. No. Let's have Isaac respond, and then Charity will come to you.
There are two arguments here that you are making.
Yeah.
You get it? Mm-hmm. If we take out the aspect of the perception of corruption, which we have, now we assume, right? There's a lot of corruption there in the EC over denominating candidates. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to show you that even if there was no corruption, any result that comes after nomination is going to be contested. But luckily now, for example, now you're getting into this last week, there are going to be more denominations because the law allows the electorate to even petition a night before.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. If the Electoral Commission gets now a petition on Wednesday, you get, and it, for some strange reason, makes sense to them, then what? You know, Charity here talked about the ruling of the judge that said the will of the people cannot be, a person must subject themselves and the people must, that's sacrosanct issue. But is it undemocratic if, for example, a constituency chooses that they will not stand against one singular candidate? How do you prove it? Are you saying it's going to be illegal to be unopposed? That I go? So for me, it's a thing of studying and looking at case by case what is being done. Is it right? Does it fit within the law?
But Isaac, you know, you've also heard about a lot of machinations behind the scene for some of the unopposed declarations, even those where people have not had anyone stand against them. It is not like it is...
They normally say, you know where we come from, they say the devil is always in the detail.
Yes. Yeah. And that's...
Don't explain too much, the devil is in the detail.
And anybody who saw Mulyanyama's papers
some of these candidates who have been either have stood down who have stood down and somebody is unopposed. When you look at, because we are journalists, we should not be here pretending. When you go and investigate, you will learn that a lot of money exchanges hands. I know a certain candidate who is running for an office and says if you spend 1 billion shillings, you'll get it back. Who is the one who said I think it's panelist Chemonges said the role of our representatives, especially Parliament, has been degraded to an economic position. I can't agree more. I can't agree more. So we thought that bodies like the Electoral Commission should be acting above board. Above board should be acting with the... But when you look at the pattern of their denominations, you cannot help the perception. You cannot help the perception.
Okay.
And some of these things must be looked at in context. In context. The Electoral Commission has not denominated any NRM flag bearer. And they have sports. The best example is the woman NRM flag bearer from Mbarara. She does not have papers. And it's on record. Why haven't they denominated
They have equivalents.
No, Isaac has an
explanation.
explanation. But I will tell you that, you know, other than play psychological games on citizens, they do know and they understand these things. And they see them and they're passionate about them. And we're not going to sit here and lie to ourselves that the process has been fair. The process has been unfair. The process has not been just. So we cannot sit here and then begin to tell ourselves very good lies. It has not. I will tell you, for example, because when I told you about preserving the purity of the process, the judges were clear. They tell you that everything you do it from a judicious point of view, where you know that fairness is the driver for everything you do. Let me tell you, there is a candidate who came and tied himself at UNEB.
Yeah.
Do you remember that young boy?
Yeah.
He had the same name with another boy in his school. He had his academic papers. His classmates have come out to say, we studied with this boy. He has his P7. He has his S4. They were in class with him. It's just that he has the same name with another person whose results are the ones they picked, the one who was below him.
Yeah.
He has no justice. But there he is. He could not stand. And then you come and tell us, okay, now, then we judged, then this is what we found out. Is that fair? Is that how our institutions work? So you see, as we go beyond 2026, we need to be thinking about fairness of processes. When journalists are beaten and then we come here and say the process was not pure, because there were journalists who were beaten along the way. When Chagulanyi was campaigning here in Kawempe, there was a lot of violence. People thrown during the time of campaigns. But we've not seen it happening. For example, for my candidate, Mabirizi, where have you seen them beating people in Mabirizi's camp?
Because
Mabirizi
doesn't have the crowd.
Where have you seen
Crowd control.
Where have you seen anyone beating the people who are on the campaign trail of Mujishamuntu? Where?
Because it doesn't have the crowd.
No. So because the crowd has come, it should not amount to beating.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
But crowd control.
And also, when you saw what happened to the doctor in Sironko, he says, first and foremost, the police started to chase him. And then at the end of the day, the police says, for you, you refuse to stop. Then he's beaten, and the man is in hospital. You have a 70-year-old who is in hospital. You have violence scattered all over. You have my sister Sarah jailed in Luzira. Why? Tell me why.
The law would definitely be telling you why.
The law.
Maybe because
I don't expect police to deploy.
Let me listen.
So you always have to remember that elections, when the process talks about the process, you have things, civil society, how is civil society being held, how are the journalists behaving,
but
how is the freeness of the process.
There is a law as well in the process.
The law is available, but the law sets the standard.
Agreed.
And when the standard is set, it is set for everybody, not for some and not others.
All right, thank you. Charles and Charity and Isaac, I will hold you a bit. I want to listen to the discipline on this panel today is for, I am banning to talk, but I will keep quiet and wait for the others to